Well, hey everyone. Didn't see you there. Just kidding. I'm streaming and I know it. Okay, I'm not that oblivious. I actually just popped on to do a little road to 2600 and Blitz myself and saw that Hikaru Nakamura was the top game here, playing FIDE Master Lame Dude. If I wanted to switch gears here and do some commentary of Hikaru's likely epic road to 3000 where he beats this guy 70,000 times to zero, I could start that right now. But it's a little more fun for me to play myself. Let's see how this game finishes, though. This is interesting. I wonder why black didn't just take on d3 with the queen instead of this. But after that discovered check, I think there's a knight hanging here. So king takes b7. I think Hikaru plays queen takes h5, and then he gets to gobble up this knight as soon as the pawn takes. So you might even see lame dude just resign right now. So I think knight takes e5 was a little bit oblivious to black's potential issues here, which is kind of funny because it's a Karpovian rule. Actually, Squareology did some great videos on our YouTube channel on chess.com talking about the 7 signals as far as tactics and when they occur. And one of the most common is when you have an undefended or loose piece. It's Karpov chess, right? When you have a piece that's not protected, well, that's the kind of piece you can lose, right? And so allowing this tactic, or this tactic happened mainly because black is sort of neglectful of the piece being on the rim there, especially with dynamic potential. That is one difference between how when masters look at games versus how amateurs do. I think that often amateurs are looking at this position and still seeing it as, oh, it's not letting me back up. Normally it does. Okay. Well, amateurs are also looking at that position and like, well, I can put my knight there because there's no real forceful way for him to get a discovery now or whatever. And you may be right about that moment, but you're creating an opportunity for something bad to happen, right? It's like if you don't want to get mugged, don't go walking down a dark alley in a bad neighborhood at 2 a.m. Is it going to happen all the time? Probably not. It might not even happen, more than a couple times out of 10, but the chances of it happening are much higher there than it would be anywhere else, right? And so, you create opportunities for bad things to happen. Little mistakes lead to big mistakes when you play chess that way. So you don't always have the luxury of everybody protecting each other and feeling warm and cozy inside, but you may have the opportunity to be that way more often than you think. And that's interesting. Hikaru just made a mistake there, right? I think he missed rook takes d2 as a means to both remove the defender of the queen and win partly some material back. Unfortunately for black, the king is still so open, it's not really going to make a difference here. White is still completely winning, but probably not the best technique there from Mr. Nakamura. He would agree himself, I am sure. But I think we're going to play. You guys can let me know in the comments if you like what I've done so far. I'm going to play, but if you guys say, hey, Danny, that was really instructive, the way you talked about those tips, and maybe you should do some more games where you kibitz, right? Chess Network does a lot of those. Jerry does some great work over there. So, if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, I can try to follow guys like Hikaru and other top grandmasters when they're playing and see what we can learn. But again, let's stay with this to the end. It's not over yet. I think Hikaru wins partly because of time, partly because he's still winning despite the blundering back of that piece. And there's just no way this king can get in, so this is all just kind of a bluff. At some point, yep, black's going to have to commit to checks and hope that there isn't a crossfire check, which there will be, just like that. And right as I say, hope there isn't a crossfire check, he blunders into one. What's a crossfire check? A crossfire check is when your opponent blocks your check with a check himself. It's a very dangerous thing to happen in queen and pawn endings because it's exactly the way you have to trade into a normally lost king and pawn ending. So you trade from a potentially drawn queen and pawn ending with chances for perpetual to a lost king and pawn ending when you let those kind of things happen. So, all right, let's let Hikaru do his dirty work here, and let's go see if anybody's interested in a couple games, maybe a quick little battle to get on the road to 2600 and continue to offer some blitz chess here. So, looks like we have a taker, and let's jump right in. Joseph Fuentes. Have I ever played Joseph before? I don't know. Certainly not when I was streaming. So let's see. Should be fun. Although now he's here for a second. You never know. Sometimes you accept a challenge with someone and they've walked away and you get a game aborted. So we have a 3-0 game. I'm playing a Yugoslav attack against the dragon. Ooh, he plays the dragon dwarf. I'm going to play early g4. Normally a very dangerous decision to make, to play early g4 before development on the king's side has naturally progressed because of maybe strikes of d5 you have to be careful about. Tactics on f3 is maybe he's going for. But in this situation, I like establishing g4 early in the Dragador so that I can meet b5 always with g5. That removes the knight and allows me to fill this square with my knight. So that's kind of the idea. Now, because with b5 he's threatening b4 more so in the Dragador than he would be in like a traditional dragon, if that makes sense. So that's why I want g4 and early if I can. So if I play f4, there's a couple ideas. One of them is bishop into g1. Now, one way to play this is a little bit of a change of pace for what you would normally see in a dragon here with bishop h3. It allows knight c4. After you move the queen, he gets rid of the dark square bishop, right? The ultimate sin. But in this case, I'm not playing a normal Dragador. I'm trying to bring the bishop to g4 and sort of positionally ruin things. I leave him with the dragon bishop, but it's interesting. The other option is just to move my knight and try to come into a5 as well as b6, which also seems very interesting. And f4 right away seems potentially a little bit dubious. So I need to not spend too much time on this. So I'm going to take the risk here that this is an interesting way to play the position, abandoning what is normally a must of never trading this bishop for anybody but the bishop on g7. But doing so with a potentially good reason. I want to play bishop g4. It's exactly what I'm going to do. And bring the knight some pain over there. So he's going to take on d4, but NBD, right? Italian for no big deal. I still have stability in the center. Stability is your new favorite pasta. Pairs well with a nice Alfredo sauce, real white, creamy. I recommend the white wine. White wine. You can never use enough butter. You can never use enough butter, darling. All right, do not ever be shy about the amount of butter you're using, all right? The fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach, okay, dear? Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, fork down. Queen moves to d7, takes g7 with check. That looks so much fun. It looks like so much fun here. Bishop takes h5, takes with check here. He moves. Also, b3 is interesting. Takes with check. You take. There's a lot of interesting things here. I just don't like how much time I'm taking. All right, let's take here. Taking d5 is possible, but very risky for him. Okay, he decides that it's too risky, or he doesn't. He just doesn't want to calculate it. Okay, either way. It was possible that he could have done that, for the record. I mean, I was calculating. I took the risk in the blitz gamble that it was going to be a problem for him. But that's actually kind of an issue for me, huh? Oh, that's a mistake. I saw that. That was the idea, was to allow this little trick. He should have. I guess he was just losing after this anyway, because once he allowed e5, yeah, that was probably a bad idea. Once he played e5. The tactics there, although I didn't calculate all of them, you can't always take full credit for, like, just, being a tactical whiz. But I did have the intuition to think that there was still a lot of danger there for him. I'm just going to protect the g-pawn, go after the d-pawn here, although probably wasn't necessary to protect that pawn. But, I mean, taking it would have been very risky for him, right? To open up the diagonal. So we'll just come in. Not a lot of time here, so I'm going to play fast here and just kind of trust my intuition to convert this advantage. I wish I had more concrete ways to just go after his king, It's the only kind of irritating thing about this position. So because of that, I think I'm just going to go sack on e6. Might be the fastest way to get to Rome. If he takes a2, of course, I'm playing king to a1, use it as an umbrella. Now I can play a little tickle, and then bring the rook down to d7. I just blundering something here? What did I just do? Wow. Okay, well, a little bit of a sloppy finish, but I think a game that, for the most part, was in control the whole time. I consider the time I took actually much more sloppy than the technique. I just shouldn't have taken so much time. Should have just played a little faster. You have to be very careful in these scenarios where you try to play too good of moves, right? The best move is not always the best decision. I mean, finding the best move is not always the best decision. How's that for anti-classical mindsets, right? Eat your heart out, Nimzovich. Take that, Botvinnik. The best move is not always the best decision. That's a funny phrase, actually, because in Blitz and the way most people play modern chess, it's really true. Having a comfortable plan and something you can execute quickly, if overall, you're in a position where you kind of know what you should be going for, often that is more important than finding the best move. Because the time you take in a game that's practical, most people play Blitz now, right? People aren't playing 10-hour games where you have adjournments. So the old phrase was, if you see a good move, look for a better one. If you think you found the best move, look again, right? These sort of phrases. But maybe the new school is always the best move is not always the best. Finding the best move is not always the best decision. Okay, here I'm kind of blundering along this little funny rant I'm on. But, okay, we'll see what happens here. If you move, it's not so clear. The king doesn't have a ton of safe places. I am playing much faster this game. Now I'm going to go in here, I think. Ooh, I underestimated that. Faux show. Faux show. I underestimated that. So I'm going to go for something a little bit tricky, because I think I'm going to lose this one. There might be a weird threat there. If rook g1, I can play bishop takes c3 and then knight takes e2 with check. Ooh, he may have allowed this anyway. Got to go for this, right? He needed to take f4 after takes. I had threats on c4, threats on the g5 knight, and threats on f2. So I'm not sure how scientific it is, but I think that's what he needed to do. Okay, so he goes for that, which makes sense. So he gets to maintain his piece advantage, actually, which is a tad frustrating. Wow, it's actually more than a tad. He's kind of lucky he had that. I don't think he saw this whole idea. So, okay, well, I think I got to go for this. And then maybe come over here for some counterplay. Got to continue to play fast, because the position I'm in is less than ideal. Indeed. Come on, baby. Give me a blunder. Give me a blunder, dude. Give me a blunder, home skillet. Well, wow. He's saying he can go for this, huh? It's just super scary for him, right? But he may be right. Maybe I have nothing. Amazing. Yeah, but he's not actually threatening anything there, is he? Either that or he isn't, I'm missing it. That was pretty well played by him. Honestly. Wow. Sloppy chess. But let's play one more. Definitely got to do a best of 5 with this guy, given how well he's played. He deserves more than that. Seems like a pretty good player. You know, I'm a 200-point rating favorite at this point, so it's always a little irritating when you're playing someone who's that much worse than you on rating, right? So he wants to prevent my g4 line, which is okay. I think this line's actually even better for me than the other. Just go immediately eliminate that knight. Practical chess. Open the center as long as his king is there, plus he's committed h5, which means even if he gets castled, he's never fully safe. Okay, but now he's really going for it. And he might be dropping e7 in the process. Bishop g5. Takes. You take with check, you take there. I guess I don't have enough. Oh, I didn't see that. But okay, he can't checkmate me right away. I just missed that. Darn it. Hate just missing moves. It's the worst thing you can do in chess. Just miss a move for your opponent. Okay. Yeah. He sure is bringing the noise here. I don't know if I can swindle my way out of this one. Darn it. Gotta finish up rating points in this Blitz session stream. It's a must. But I don't know. I'm going down this game. Seems for sure at this point. Seems all but certain. He decides he's running, huh? To me, that seems a little unnecessary. I will take the risk that there's no immediate mate here and just, like, defend c2. You know? He has bishop f3, unfortunately. Missed that? How is he not just mated now? Oh, so lucky. He just flat out missed that. There's no way he didn't. If check, he moves. You move with check. I don't think I have anything special. I should just take. Wow. Check, discover, check. I didn't see the follow-up. After he blocks. That was not ideal. Blundered away the rook. That was just running out of... Whoa. That game became a lot different than it was going to end, right? I definitely defended that a lot better than I thought I was going to. I will say that. I guess we'll play this way now. Too bad I lost that game. Gotta regain some rating points here at the very least. I feel like this is just like way too dangerous for him, but somehow I don't see knockout blows. It's really too bad on that last game when he blundered that it wasn't just over. And it may have been, and I just didn't see it. Again, so far there's also been a lot of mistakes of just taking too much time in my chess, not just the chess. So that's part of the game. I already gave you my winning phrase, right? Yeah, this one's just over now. I don't even know why he played Queen C2. guess I'll just take everything. Okay. Oh, I rematched him, but he already left the chat, so he's done. Happy to have only lost a point or two, I guess, when this whole match started. So, all right, well, there you go. There's our road to 2,600 today. Not much progress. Let me know how you felt about the analysis. Maybe we should do some more Kibitz stuff, a little bit less Danny focus, a little bit more, educational chess focus. So, all right, everybody, peace. Thanks for watching. See you later.